Over to you, sir.
Um, Me, right? Inba?
Yes, you may go ahead, sir.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining. Welcome to the 10th annual general meeting. I know it's Navratri time, so happy Navratri to everybody. I'll hand it over to Hiten to do a little bit of the welcome speech and then presentation, and then we'll go from there. Oh, actually, before I do that, I wanted to intro everybody. We on the call today we have Nipul Kania, Managing Director, Hiten Shah, Non-Executive Director, Hina Shah, Non-Executive Director, Hiten Shah, Non-Executive and Independent Director, Bhavin Gandhi, Non-Executive and Independent Director, Vivek Vyas, Non-Executive and Independent Director, Pratik Jaju, Non-Executive and Independent Director, and Akshay Shah, Statutory Auditor, Rajan and Company. So thank you all for joining. Over to you, Hiten.
Wow, amazing. Let me share screen a little bit here so we can do that. Okay. So good morning and happy Navratri. Hopefully everybody's ready to wear their yellow clothes for fifth night or fourth night tonight. Uh, Respected shareholders, board members, esteemed partners, and dear colleagues. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all to the 10th annual general meeting of Bombay Metric Supply Chain Limited, a milestone moment where we not only review another successful year, but also celebrate a purpose, resilience, and ambition. What what's really of interest is that as Nipul and I were conceiving the Bombay Metrics work um, in 2014, India was going through a revolution of its own with the change in politics and probably bringing in the most sought after leader. I think who knew 10 years back the impact that Modi ji would have on the country and all of our progress and all of our hearts and the impact it'll have for India all over the world. So to great extent, Bombay Metrics has been a huge beneficiary of the tailwind of the goodwill that Narendra Modi and his team and the government has done for country and for the world. So, looking back, our journey began with a pretty bold vision to bring Make in India. The words Make in India didn't exist at that time to the world by empowering Indian suppliers and delivering engineered products and supply chain solutions to global markets. We started with just a few desks in a small office right across from Malad West Station. And, we've come a long way. Today, that vision is becoming a reality. And I really feel like we're just getting started. We're not even on the second step of where we want to be. So, we are recognized as a trusted partner to OEMs and tier one customers with a presence spanning North America, Europe, and Asia. This year is very special. Through the 10 years, through tariffs, through COVID, through container crisis, and variety of different things that we would not have anticipated any of them when we started the business. Um, and in 2017, December is the first time we conceived that Bombay Metrics should have an IPO. This was actually Nipul's dream at that time. That became a shared dream afterwards. So this year we crossed 100 crore in revenue, a proud moment that stands as a testament to the hard work and passion of our people. And I have to acknowledge the guy that puts 20-hour days, day in and day out, Nipul. It would not have been possible without you. So really appreciate it, all the hard work you've done. Over the last 3 years alone, our revenue has grown 42%. And profit before tax is about 53%. Our fiscal year 25, the revenue was slightly under 100 crores operations revenue, but with services and other things that we do, we were able to surpass 100 crores. And PAT increased 28%. These metrics are not just numbers. They reflect the courage, commitment, the resilience of our engineers, our operators, our managers, our suppliers alike. Our business is powered by engineering depth and supplier development. We create win-win solutions for customers all over the world. That's really the true soul of our success. As of March 25, we have developed about 365 engineered components for over 30 customer facilities worldwide. Our investment in systems, project management, and logistics has enabled us to achieve on-time delivery rates about 85%, which really is a benchmark level across almost anything we see. We remain passionately committed to Make in India mission, building sourcing hubs in
Then
tier
you might
2
want
and
to
tier
just
3
keep
towns.
moving the slides along.
No, we're going to get to that in a second. Yeah.
Okay.
We remain passionately committed to Make in India mission, building sourcing hubs in tier 2 and 3 towns, uplifting suppliers to global standards, and deepening our primary metals initiative to resolve critical material shortages. So we'll go through two different phases quickly of different things that we do, where your company has has come from, and a quick progress on status of where we stand as we ended the fiscal year. So, Making in India initiative is really our vision, is our mission, is the only thing we do. Um, and The milestone success, some of these are well illustrated in our annual report. We encourage all the stakeholders to please do take a little time and go through it. It's success comes in steps and often up and down, but we've been able to resiliently grow through year after year, adding new customers, new revenues, new industries. As we stand today, we are at about 60 plus suppliers that we do business with, 35 associates, 300 plus parts, 6,600 orders served, 12 different processes. So broadly speaking, we are broadening the entire customer base, a supplier base, a process, and reducing the risk, and being a very, very resilient organization as we grow into our next decade. As we said, the fiscal year 25 results, revenue 16%, EBITDA is 46% up, and profit after tax is about 28%. The how we view the world is, we break this up into seven different services, broadly speaking: electrical and power sales, lighting sales. These are all different OEM customers around the world that we serve, in electrical and power, in lighting and transportation and automotive, construction and agriculture. Medical, which is a pretty interesting part that we are really trying to grow into. Transportation and automobile is all related to electric vehicles, majority of it. Electrical and power is benefiting from huge electrification changes going on, especially in North America. 60% of energy grid in North America will be redone over the next decade. So there's a tremendous tailwind on developing applications of iron, steel, aluminum, copper, and so forth. So we are very, very ingrained into those markets. And then some solar applications as well. We're starting to do some gauge tooling and raw material sales as well to help our suppliers as well as continue to grow. So as we mentioned, the revenue growth is 16%, and the PAT growth is 28%. Sahil introduced all of the members. Without whose support and presence, counsel, advice, criticism, we would not be here. So we really appreciate everybody helping us get to where we are at today. I really encourage all of you guys to spend a little time reading our management commentary, reading our owner's manual, and so forth. We're trying to be very, very discreet, trying to be very, very open about informing and educating our shareholders of what it means to invest in this business, what it means to invest in this management team, and how we do business, how we become successful, how long it takes to become successful, how do we measure success, and all of that. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to Sahil, and then for some more remarks. So thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. So so I think I wanted to just take a few moments, walk through a little bit of our mission, things like that. So as we walk through, our profit revenue grew by 16%, last year. But I think in the last year, it wasn't just necessarily about the numbers. It was about focusing on developing our people, developing our suppliers, and then more importantly, making progress on our mission of make in India for the world at large, both domestically and internationally. We feel like, as it then mentioned, there's a tremendous tailwind behind India manufacturing right now, regardless of what's going on in the global world. Um, as as India's economy rises, so too will Bombay metrics, and we're committed to leading the way in terms of not just being the cost-effective solution, but actually being the best solution. Just being the best thing out there, not necessarily just from a cost perspective, and that means from a quality perspective, from a design, from an engineering perspective, and even from a service and delivery perspective as well. Ultimately, all of our customers and all of the buyers around the world are looking at us from a cost, quality, and delivery perspective because we're a supplier to OEMs and tier ones all over the world. We've made some significant strides over the last year. We've expanded into new markets and sectors, launching some of our new products and services. So that, is some of our raw material trading. We'll also kind of highlight some of our new metals initiatives, and then also strengthening our internal teams with developing stronger kind of talent acquisition initiatives and beefing up all of the engineering and whole support organization across our team. Looking ahead, we're going to continue to invest not only in our team members, but like I said, developing the very best suppliers all across India, and then more importantly, pursuing some of these high growth markets. So you saw in the previous part of the presentation, EV is a space that we're in. We're in renewable energy, in solar, in the whole electrification, change that's happening all across the world. And really, we want to pursue high growth markets, both domestically and internationally. And then at the end of the day, focus on creating sustainable long-term value for all of our stakeholders. So thank you again for your continued trust and partnership. I think together, we'll be shaping the future of Bombay Metrics and probably, to a certain degree, make in India, over the next, 5, 10, 15 years. Just a few highlights of I think what will come up over the next couple years. Things continue to change and we'll continue to adapt. We're never going to be locked into anything. As global dynamics, as macroeconomics change, we have to adapt. We have to be flexible in the way that we operate. And but some of the initiatives are strategic diversification into these high growth markets, whether that's EVs, renewable energy, medical devices, healthcare equipment, electricals, and then also developing a stronger North American and European customer base and presence. We've increased our customers in North America significantly over the last 1-2 years, but we'll continue to look to do that and find more really good customers in both those regions that are looking for India as a strong sourcing option. We're also in the process of launching our full-scale supplier development platform through our Meshworks system. And that will essentially be a supplier development vehicle that we use across our entire business and more importantly, just across our entire group at large. And then continue to invest in engineering services, smarter warehousing capabilities, robotics, things like that, digital transformation, and then talent development. And then at some point exploring, what a main board listing and to further enhance value for all of our stakeholders, might look like. Over the last, few years, we've kind of steadily grown at a 15% annual growth rate. Our goal is to continue to sustain that kind of healthy 15% in sales and profits, while continuing to invest, innovate, and drive sustainable growth. Again, the last couple years, none of this would be possible without the unwavering support and trust, without all of our stakeholders, all of our guidance and counsel and executive, board members and things like that. As we stand at the threshold of this new decade, at the 10-year anniversary this year, Bombay Metrics is poised not just to grow, but to lead and innovate, create impact, and ultimately inspire pride in what Make in India for the world means. Okay. So thanks again to everybody. Wishing everybody a happy day ahead, and we'll get back into some of the next parts of the presentation. But just wanted to highlight some of our main initiatives, what we're doing. It's a really exciting time to be a part of Bombay Metrics. So back over to you, Hiten.
Thank you. So let's come back to the content at hand. We thought there has been several uh, questions posed through our team members and even on our different portals on the web and so forth. Some of them are so. What we thought we would do is that we have a presentation that builds around a little bit about our operations, and I really encourage you guys to read our chairman's letter in this year's chairman's letter, because we've described in detail a lot of different things that we want to share with the shareholders that are coming on board, because we want very specific type of shareholders that can support us, that can stay with us long term. They will be beneficiary. All of our destinies are tied. Let's start with one very specific one, is that on some portals is Bombay Metrics getting merged with MES? Let's address that. In 2017, um, we had an option for Bombay Metrics to be a part of MES, which is our sales and marketing partner in US. But we decided that Bombay Metrics will have its own path. It'll have its own online, it'll be its own the traded company independent of it, because India offers opportunity that is far beyond what MES would be able to offer. Um, the I would expect in years down the road, Bombay Metrics will be much bigger than MES, just because of the amount of things it can do within India that MES by itself, would not be able to do. So it just had to have its own path forward. There is no plans to do any of that at this time. If it presented something in the future where it makes sense, we will be, discussing that with the board. We'll present that to shareholders and make sense of it. But there is absolutely zero visibility. There is zero opportunity to or advantage to anything like that. So number 10, we wanted to address that first. There's a lot of questions around business model, risks. How do we bring customers? I encourage you guys to read the annual report. We've discussed some of those in detail. We discuss our risks, which is our on-time delivery, which is our quality, all of that stuff. We'll go through that a little bit more. What we discuss is that the 7 items that, as we go through the business model over the next 15, 20 minutes, will give you an idea on how we are thinking about it, how we are positioning ourselves to be competitive and gain market share and have a much deeper penetration at these very, very large customers. Integrated business model. So we are one of a kind where, we work with suppliers in buying materials, in paying advance, in sourcing things from different parts of the world if they need be. So for example, powder coating, some special painting, special fasteners, special materials, those are just not available. So we assist our suppliers in a lot of that, globally sourcing those for which are OEM specified, basically. And then we set up distribution for them to be in US, in Poland, in North America, in US, and so forth. So it's a very integrated business model. But what we've significantly added over the last couple of years is the specific one here. We have got a lot of engineering. So customers come to us in what the parts should look like, and we basically go back and completely design the parts, specify the materials, and so forth. So it's a very integrated business model from conception to life cycle management for a component that these OEMs look for. Wide range. We never wanted to be just a one-trick pony. We didn't want to be just a die caster. We didn't want to be just a forging. Each of our commodities, there are about 13 of them, are at least 3, 4, $5 billion in market sizes globally. Okay. And there are mismatches in certain parts of the world where the manufacturing is happening. For example, in Mexico, every single process, every single technology except for metal stampings is huge short supply in Mexico. I mean, they can't even support 30, 40, 50% of the needs. So there's a mismatch like that. Poland has a lot, but Netherlands does not, Germany does not, Spain does not, Italy does not. So a lot of these customers have manufacturing plants all over, and the mix of parts that they make, the process that they have, we're going deep into these sourcing, supplier development, building relationships, design help, so that we can offer a very, very wide range of products, materials, and selections. As I mentioned, each of the processes for us is multi-billion-dollar opportunity, and as the tariffs continue to go up for China, with the U.S. and Europe continue to de-link, so to say, China plus one strategy, whatever numbers and whatever names you use. India seems to be growing into a destination of choice for a lot of these OEMs and so forth. So we want to be that, and for the Middle East as well. All these free trade agreements, bilateral trade agreements that India is going out and signing, I think it's a tremendous tailwind for Bombay Metrics in a variety of ways. Well-established relationships. So, we discussed even early on the relationship between MES and Bombay Metrics, or Eurometrics and Bombay Metrics, and some of the other sales and engineering partners that we have. The OEMs in different parts of the world, they need local support. They need local, same time zone supply chains, same time zone quality. They want to be 1 or 2 hours of their assembly plant. They want shipments 4 times, 6 times a day. So we need to have a supply chain of not only making the items that are of right spec, right time, right quantity, right quality, but also to have them available for those assembly plants so that they can work very effectively. So well-connected customer relationship is an incredible advantage because of our affiliate partners in different parts of the world. We would not be half as successful if we didn't have those sales and marketing partners. If we were trying to market ourselves, we would not be able to grow as fast as we have. We've only grown 10x, so it's a lot less, in my opinion, than where we were conceived, but especially through tariffs, macroeconomic conditions, geopolitical conditions, we are very, very lucky, very fortunate, and, very good to be here. But we have our sights a lot higher than where we stand right now today. So well-established relationship with well-connected customer bases in lighting and automotive and OEM and industrial and EVs and solar, all these spaces is an incredible advantage for us. Asset-light business model. So one thing that we don't see ourselves doing for in the near future at least is to be full-fledged manufacturers. We don't mind investing in manufacturing. We don't mind supporting manufacturing. We don't mind investing or supporting financing some of the things for manufacturers, but we do not see ourselves as manufacturers. We want to take advantage of manufacturing capacity, engineering capacity that exists, in different parts of the world, that exist in different parts of India to support the world. So again, we want to we would rather put money in inventory, in vendor managed things and so forth to help, our customers than to invest so much in our manufacturing side. But we love working with suppliers. We are very, very close to our suppliers. We understand their concerns. We are very, very flexible in working with them. And we know our success depends on developing our suppliers to be world-class. Technologically equipped model. So, we use a lot of technology, and that's thanks to our sales and marketing partners, thanks to Mesh, and that's one of our sister companies. But we are agnostic to what technology we use. We use SAP, we use Metrics Portal. Nipul has developed a Bombay Metrics Portal for their own different things as well. We use about 10 different softwares, for planning, for inventory, for warehouse management, all of that. So that's going to be a continuous theme. We're going to continue to use technology across every one of our avenues. The things that we look at that's important in financial performance, there have been some questions, obviously revenue, EBITDA margin, profit before taxes. For us, profit before taxes is more important than profit after taxes. Taxes are what they are, so we don't worry too much about that. Our net worth continues to grow. There'll be some more work that we do on the balance sheet side there. Net debt to equity, pretty modest. We will want to use some leverage of debt in order to facilitate our suppliers, and especially going through challenging times like we have over the last year. Return on equity, this should be about the baseline that we are going to continue to target for, for years to come. And the turnover to tangible assets is, again, that's an outcome of all the different things we do. But return on equity, return is going to be another really important financial metrics we do. And but uh, you know, none of us are happy to see this. But I can assure you, 71% of the shares are owned by us and our family, and we are just as much in pain as all of you guys are. But you know, the the Warren Buffett learned everything from his mentor called Benjamin Graham, and he always said that his stock market is a voting machine in short term and a weighing machine in long term. So what will really, drive this price is both of these things. Okay. As our revenue goes up, our EBITDA goes up, profit goes up, the stock will change. So we're not really, all we can tell you is that our destinies are tied. We're not in a short-term game. We expect to do this for a long time. I'm very fortunate that the Sile is in the business, and our kids will continue to be a part of this business for a long time to come. So we don't expect any short-term gains, but we expect to have the value established by the way of revenues and earnings, and that should continue to be our metrics as we go forward. One really important thing that we have laid out extensively, after discussion in our annual report, is that our internal team and our outside, stakeholders and shareholders should be measuring us by this 3-year revenue growth and 3-year profit before taxes growth. These are the two metrics that we're going to really put our eyes on, because whatever we are doing today will not reflect in the business until 27, 28. We just need 1-2 years. So we've got to have our trend right. We've got to have our investment right. We've got to have a people aligned supplier strategy and customer strategy built right, which is what we've been spending a lot of time on. So you can measure us. We will measure ourselves by this 3-year revenue growth and 3-year profit before taxes growth. This is going to be the important metric that we're going to publish and live by and measure on a day-to-day basis. So what we do today, especially me and Sahil or Hina or Nipul, will not reflect in the income statement for 24 months, literally. So unless we make some acquisitions, which which is not out of question, but really, in all honesty, organic growth is the best form of growth. Organic is the most cheapest growth. So that is our focus, growing at these OEMs and your 3-year revenue and 3-year PBT growth. So strategy moving forward, continue to bring India to the world. In the next 12 months, we see some really increasing opportunities with Poland and Mexico. As the tariff situation gets clarified in US, the whole China Plus One and all the projects that we have on hold will continue to move very, very fast. So we expect that to be a pretty good tailwind, if both countries' leaders can figure things out in the next month or two, which we expect to. Expanding our supplier base, this is a very, very important thing for us. Right now, we do business with about 60 plus. Our database has about 300. But Mesh, which is our sister company, has almost 1,400 Indian suppliers. So we've expanded ability to reach out to suppliers, find suppliers within minutes, hours, and days, instead of spending weeks and months in the past if there's a new inquiry that we need to go. So it's really expanded our ability to source suppliers. Focus on establishing in domestic market. So this is an avenue where we have seen growth in a most unexpected way. We thought we would be fighting against the incumbents and so forth, but our service, our network, our goodwill, and our relationship with the suppliers has really allowed us to have a very strong visibility in the materials market. So we expect to invest in it. We expect to grow in it. We've just established a sister company where 80% of the business is owned by Bombay Metrics. Bombay Metrics Metals is going to be one of our key anchors in aluminum and copper and all these other sourcing of materials that we do around the world for India that is not easily available in India. Operating efficiencies through technology enhancements and supplier development. Again, we are only as good as our suppliers. as Sahil mentioned, the mesh platform, metrics portal, and BM portals are all working in sync with the very strong technology stack to help us continue to digitize our business and gain more efficiency instead of relying on a lot of labor addition. Um, so that's really where I think we wanted to address all the different questions that we have received, through our different network of people, different shareholders, different investors, and our board had sent us before. Happy to answer any further questions. With that, I'll turn it over to Sahil. Is it?
I think
Is that?
Parsival.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
Parso.
Hiten
Oh,
sir.
Parso. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Parso. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Hiten sir and Sahil sir, for giving us the brief about the business of the company. I further inform that this AGM is being held through video conference, other audio-visual means in compliance with the general circular issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the circular issued by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, and applicable provision of Companies Act 2013 and SEBI regulations. It is to inform you to the members present that the chairman of the audit committee, Mr. Pratik Jaju, chairman of the stakeholder relationship committee and nomination and remuneration committee, Mr. Hiten Sanmuklal Shah, are present at the meeting. I further state that the company's annual report, including board report and audited financial statement for the year ended March 31st, 2025, along with the notice convening this AGM, have been circulated to the members in advance electronically and also available at the website of the company and the stock exchange where the securities of the company are listed, that is NSE listed. The said report and the notice, including the resolution explanatory statement thereto, as mentioned in the notice of the 10th AGM, I take this as a read. I also inform that there are no qualifications, additional remarks, or reservation in the statutory auditor report. However, there is one observation raised by secretarial auditor in his secretarial audit report, which is as follows. There was a delay in compliance with the regulation 31 subsection 4 of SEBI SAST regulation 2011, which require promoter and member of the promoter group to declare that they have not created any encumbrances directly or indirectly other than those already disclosed during the financial year 2024. The due date for submission was April 9, 2024, whereas the filing was made on April 16, 2024, resulting in a delay of 7 days. The member may note that following documents are available for inspection electronically. First, annual report 24-25, including audited financial statement, director's report, auditor's report, and secretarial auditor report. Second, register of director, AMP, and their shareholding. Third, register of contract. I further state that all the members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute to avoid any disturbance from background noise and for ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. I further state that the facility for remote e-voting on all the resolutions are set out in the notice of AGM have been provided to all the shareholders in the proportion to their voting rights as on the cutoff date of Thursday, 18 September 25. The voting through electronic means remote e-voting period remain open from Monday, 22nd September 25, 9 a.m. to Wednesday, 24th September 25, 5 p.m. I further state that the members who have not voted through remote e-voting can cast their vote through e-voting facility during the AGM, and the voting will remain open for 15 minutes before conclusion of the AGM. I further inform that there are 4 ordinary businesses and 8 special businesses items that were pre-circulated through the AGM notice to the registered email ID of the members, along with a letter providing the web link and the exact path where the complete details of the annual report are available for the shareholders who do not have a registered email ID. Special business read with explanatory statement that too for all the businesses are recommended by the board for approval of the members and already placed for the approval of the members to remote voting. So I take up the ordinary businesses first. First, to adopt and to consider and adopt the audited standalone financial statement of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 25, along with the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. The audited consolidated financial statement of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 25, along with the report of auditor thereon. Second item, to consider and declare the final dividend on equity share at the rate 2%, that is rupee 0.20% per equity share of the face value of rupees 10 each for the financial year ended 31st March 25. Third agenda, to consider the appointment Ms. Hina Hitensha, director of the company, who retired by rotation and being eligible offer herself for reappointment. Fourth, to consider the appointment of Mr. Hiten Talakchan Shah, director of the company, who retired by rotation and being eligible offer himself for reappointment. Next is special businesses. In that first, to consider the revision in the manager remuneration of Mr. Nipul Yuji Kenya, managing director of the company. Next, to reappoint Mr. Nipul Yuji Kenya as the managing director of the company. Next one, adoption of the new set of article of association as per Companies Act 2030. Next, to approve and adopt employee stock option scheme called Bombay Matrix Supply Chain Limited ESOP Scheme 25. To approve issue of warrant convertible into equity share of the company on preferential basis to promoter group. To approve the material related party transaction. Next, to approve the material related party transaction of subsidiaries of the company. And the last one, to grant loan to subsidiary company. I further state that none of the shareholders of the company have registered themselves as a speaker for the AGM. I request that any unregistered member of the company who have any query regarding the financial statement or any other matter mentioned in the annual report, kindly raise them one by one. So no query raised by the any shareholder of the company. I further state that Mr. Shivari Jalan, proprietor of Mr. Shivari Jalan and Company, practicing company secretary, have appointed as a scrutinizer for the scrutinizing the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner, who is also present at the meeting. He shall submit his report in the prescribed manner, and accordingly the company shall declare the result of the voting within prescribed timeline from the conclusion of this AGM. The scrutinizer report will conclude combined result of the vote cast by members through remote voting and vote cast electronically at the AGM. The report will be submitted by the company to NSE Limited and will also be uploaded on the company's website. I would like to take opportunity to thank all the members for sparing their time and joining us for the AGM. We appreciate your participation and look forward for your continued support. I also extend my sincere thanks all the director, KMPs and employee present on and off the days, statutory auditor and practicing company secretary acting as a scrutinizer. I further state that the inform earlier and in the notes to AGM, the e-voting facility for all the resolutions mentioned in the AGM shall continue to remain open for next 15 minutes. The meeting will be concluded formally after conclusion of the said 15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you all the members.
Mr. Gada, I think there are some questions received on email. So could you read them out?
Yeah, wait a minute. I think it has been answered by Mr. Hiten sir earlier only.
All of the questions that we got in we put in that management commentary, which was all 10 questions or 12 questions. So we might have grouped and we may have answered everything that's out there. If there's something else, then we're happy to answer.
Mr. Hitensha, are there any more questions that you would like to respond to? Sir, I think you're on mute.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm happy to answer any question. I don't know what the questions are. I'm not able to see them. But how many are there? Harsha, you just want to go through them quickly here? Let's.
Actually, it was already included in the management commentary that you have answered earlier only. You want me to repeat
Okay.
all the questions?
No, if it's let's do that. Let's just do quick questions. Go through them. It'll take 2-3 minutes. We need to answer
Okay.
them appropriately. So yeah.
Okay. So first question, what is the company's business model and key milestone in its journey? Second question
Okay.
was, how does companies differentiate itself from larger competitors in the supply chain space? Third
Okay. These
question
are the
was,
same.
what is the process for onboarding new customers and how supplier
Okay.
margin balance with MES targets? How does company scale orders for new clients and what is the long-term potential with them?
Okay.
Next, what are the rejection
Yes.
rates from potential customers and product trials? Next, what is the current financial position and how robust are the reported figures? How the company managing exchange rate fluctuation and debt risks? How is the
These
company
these are
managing?
Yeah, these are the same ones that we have.
these are
Yeah,
all the
same
same
one.
questions. I think we
Yeah,
already covered
Okay.
them, so no issues, Parswell. Thank you.
yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, no,
Thank you,
this
sir.
this is this is okay. Yeah, this were all. I
Yeah,
thought
this
there
is
was
same
something
question.
else here. So yeah,
No,
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 that's okay.
no.
So they somebody just recaptured them. No problem. Yeah, I think all of these have been addressed and happy to answer any more questions that they can send separately. But yeah, we don't respond back to individual questions during the normal business, but this is a good platform to ask and stuff. So anybody else have any questions, other questions outside of these 10, please do ask. So okay. Yeah, I think
There
Inba,
are
we
no
we covered
questions.
that.
So we will maybe conclude the meeting now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can conclude the meeting.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank,
Thank you, everyone.
thank,
Thank you for your
thank,
participation.
thanks, Inba. Thank you, board.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Thank
everybody's
you,
support and
everybody.
help. Thanks, Diplo.